Hey guys, today I want to do a kind of a walkthrough as far as how I create my brows when I do my tutorials. It is it's been a bit of a question as far as how to achieve them and whatnot. So I'm just going to walk you through what I do and a trick that I normally use or that you could use. So I've already arched my brows. I really don't have to touch them as frequently. But for those of you who are probably growing out your brows or just got them freshly arched but you want that definition, this tutorial is for you. Alright? So I'm going to be using I have a little powder on there, sorry. My NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder in dark brown and brown. So what it looks like is this. You have two brow powder fillers, and then they have a bit of a cake here. It kind of gives you like that movie star eyebrows. You can do the same thing with the pencil as far as filling it in, but I like to use powder because to me it's a little natural. And then if you use a pencil, then just use like a brow brush to kind of smudge it and fill it in a little bit. So I'm going to use that today. And then I'm going to show you a trick using my concealer brush and a lighter foundation than what I normally use on my skin. So I'll show you that in a little bit. I've already done my foundation base, and yeah, that's that. The lighter foundation I'm going to be using is from Black Opal, and the color is Kalahari Sands. It's like a light beige. It's about a shade or two lighter than my normal foundation that I use. I use CoverGirl's True Blend, but I also use Nye Matte Foundations. It's a professional palette. I use that as well to create a matte look when I do foundation, so it really depends. I have Nye on now, and I'm not going to take all the lids off, but it's a 12 color foundation palette. So just breezing over some of the stuff I'm using. Anyway, so first things first, I'm going to pull my hair out of the way a little bit, and I'm going to be looking off to the side in my mirror here just to do the brows. Alright, so in my NYX little kit, they have a brow brush, oops, preferably not dropped, that looks like this. It's a little brush. And then they have the application angled brush, which looks like that, okay? What I usually do is just with my finger, I use some of the cake powder here, or you can use the brush, whatever your preference, and I just go over my brows with it, because that actually keeps the powder on a little bit better. Another trick you can do is use a little bit of a primer, like if you use eye primer, just go over your brows, and then when you fill your brows in, it'll help keep the powder and everything on too, or the pencil, whatever you're using. Alright, so with the brush, I just brush my brows up. Actually, now I'm looking, I kind of like the mirror behind the camera here, so I'm going to be using that. Sorry, clips in my way. So you want to brush your brows kind of up into the formation that you're going to be filling them in. That way it's just easier to apply. And then with the angled brush here, I'm going to be using the darker brown. So what I do is on a like stroking angle, the way that your hair is growing, just lightly fill in. And then as I'm filling, I'm kind of, not really drawing, but I guess, I don't know, fill it in, however you want to call it. Just the design, basically, of your brows. You want it to look natural, you don't want it to look drawn on, but you can go a little bit darker and fill it in, okay? See, like there, I'm kind of creating my definition line, and then fill and draw. And you can dip it a little bit in the cake powder if you need it to be more defined, that's fine. So that's what I'm doing now, just going over that with a little bit of the cake. now I'm just going to do the other eye. And you want them to look even, so try to make sure they're just about the same. You don't want one looking like it's up and the other looking like it's down. So I'm going to use a little bit of cake to darken it, fill it in a little bit. Now what you can do is take the combing brush and go back over it just slightly to brush your brows, and then you can go back in and darken it if you need to and whatnot. So I'll darken my left one here a little bit. Okay, so see that? They're filled. Now you can just stop there if you wanted to. I'm just going to show you a trick that I do. So you know how sometimes you see people, their brows look like they're just literally freshly done, just perfectly arched. In my case, they look fine this way, but if I want them to stand out a little bit more, that's where I use the lighter foundation. So with the lighter foundation, about a shade or two is fine, but you still want to be able to blend it in with your normal foundation. Take a concealer brush or a light foundation brush. Foundation brushes are a little bigger. I think concealer brushes are better. And what you'll do is you'll put a little bit of the foundation on it, see? And then underneath your brow line here, you just want to apply the foundation. See that? It's applied. I'm going to go on top of it. So you just want to trace along your brows. Then a little bit on the inner portion. So I know it looks funny, but it really does the trick. Okay, so see how that looks? As compared to this one. I'm going to do this side now. I'm going to do on top. And on the inner portions. Alright, so you see that? That looks a little crazy. Alright, so from there, you take your normal face foundation that you use. And I'm going to use my Nye Matte Foundations. Open it. I'm going to be using the color called Lot, A-U-L-A-I-T. A lot. So it's this color here. And you can still use the brush if you want to, which I'll do just for you guys. And you just want to apply your normal shade a little bit underneath, and either with your finger or with a sponge, which I've used this one, just blend it. You want to blend it downward into the rest of your skin. And do that all around so you don't have that multicolor thing going on. So you can't really tell, but the lighter color highlights basically your brows. So it looks pretty fresh. And then, you know, you can reapply, a little bit as needed. We want to lighten it up a little bit. Do that. And then just make sure you blend it downwards and in it with your normal foundation. Okay. See? So it looks really fresh. And do the same thing with the other side. So I'm applying my normal foundation and with the highlighted lighter one around my brows. Don't forget the inside. bit more here and blend it with my foundation. That gives you, right up there too, just gives you like the fresh look. Definition, it still looks natural. And, sorry, just replacing my things. And there you go. Alright, so move the camera a little bit and step back so you can see. Alright, sorry I'm moving the camera so much. So right under here, there's a little bit of a highlight to the brow and on top, so it gives a fresh appeal. Same thing on this side. And these are the brows together. Okay? So, sorry I'm moving again. So I hope that helps you guys as far as how I achieve my brows. So yeah, there you go. So let me know if you have any other requests or questions or anything like that. I will definitely enjoy helping. Alright? So talk to you guys later, okay? Bye.